Hello everybody and welcome to Ravenel Ford. My name's Chad with Charleston Car Videos. So just about any given day of the week you can see us doing videos of trucks and SUVs and all the super popular vehicles that Ford brings to the table here in the United States of America. But one vehicle that a lot of people drive on a daily basis is the Ford Focus. So let's talk about the Focus today. Let's look at it, see what's great about the Ford Focus. It's one of those cars that's been with Ford for quite some while now. So, with no further ado, let's have a look at the 2018 Ford Focus SE. So here's a good look at the 2018 Ford Focus. Basically, this car has been in the world since 1998. It started in 98 in Europe, and then in 1999 Ford decided to go ahead and start sales right here in the United States of America. So again, we're approaching up on 10 years of the Ford Focus in the United States. It's a great car, and one thing about the Ford Focus that people love is that they have so many different options that you can kind of do with this car. You know, we've seen the hatchback versions, the sports cars, the rally Focus. I mean, there's just so many cool ways you can drive a Focus and own a Focus, right? If that makes any sense right now. Maybe you're getting a little LOL while watching this video. I hope you do. So not a whole lot has really changed on the Focus in recent years. The body style seems to be pretty current from a 2017 or even a 2016 at that matter. So not a whole lot of changes that I can really point out. Now this one under the hood has a 1.0 liter EcoBoost. EcoBoost with Ford basically means you got a turbo under there, and it gets really good fuel economy. We're almost up there to the 40 mile per gallon range. Americans love cars that get good fuel economy, and this is it for Ford with a gas engine. Now, as we look at the side of the Focus, it does have a pretty decent amount of ground clearance there. So it sits pretty high up off the ground. Looks like about 6 inches or so, which is about the average height for most sport compact sedans. Let's go ahead and take a look at the alloy wheels for a moment. You have a pair of 16-inch 5-star Ford wheels. Can't go wrong with 5 stars. Wrapped in a 215 series Continental tire. So you got nice wheels, you got nice tires. The side body also looks pretty good for the most part. If you enjoyed the front end of the Focus, you'll enjoy the rear end of this car as well. Taillights wrap around into the back fenders there. The hips kind of poke out just a little bit, not too much. And for the most part, it's a simple design with the Ford Focus. I mean, focus in yourself and look at it, right? Let's go ahead and pop open the trunk and see what kind of trunk space you have or cargo room in this car. Now before we do pop open the trunk, I wanted to show you the key to this vehicle. This is your key in 2018. It's not a smart key or anything like that on this particular SE model, but it does have lock, unlock, the horn button, and the trunk button. We'll hit that here in just a moment. Also, you do have a backup camera as well. Let's go ahead and hit the trunk button and see what happens. Now that's pretty sweet. It really just pops right open. So it's not a power trunk or a power tailgate as they say, but hey, I like how it opens up like that. That's pretty sweet. So definitely a decent amount of room in the back. I mean, you can get the strollers in, you can get the golf bags and the football equipment and whatever you need to get back here. And if you need to get a hoe or a rake in the back or a big flat screen TV, just drop those back seats down for a 40-60 back seat split. Now, of course, Ford does keep safety in mind just in case a kid happens to be in the back of the trunk. They even put a cool little logo there with a kid running from the trunk. Pretty sweet. I love how they do that. And it's glow in the dark as well, so you can see it. You also have carpeting up here. That's pretty nice. I mean, again, this all helps with sound deadeners, so it's a little bit quieter in the cabin. Do you have an actual spare tire? Yes, of course you do. You got that there, and your jack over to the left-hand side. And if you need to add gas into the car because you ran out by accident, well, you have that there. Floor mats, backup camera like we spoke about, and Ford does give us LED lighting for the tag lights. Pretty sweet. Now before we start looking at the inside of this particular car, let's have a quick look at the Maroney label here. That's right, the window sticker. Well, safety ratings are definitely good by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. 5-star overall vehicle score, frontal crash driver 5, passenger 4, side crash front seat 5, rear seat 5, and rollover 4. Those are great safety ratings on the Ford Focus. As we spoke about earlier, 38 on the highway, 27 city for average combined fuel economy of 31 mile per gallon. So you can get to that 40 mile per gallon range like we spoke about earlier. It says you save $1,000 in fuel cost over 5 years compared to the average new vehicle. That's good stuff there, folks. Also, this is always an important spot to look at when you are purchasing a vehicle or even just car shopping. You want to see what options and everything you have here, what the warranty is and all that. And like we said earlier, the 1.0 liter EcoBoost would stop $22,015. Okay, so that is your total MSRP price on this particular vehicle assembled in Michigan. Let's go show you what the Ravenel Ford price is. Like I always tell you, Ravenel Ford sells all new vehicles for $98 over invoice plus incentives or rebates. So there's that $22.15 there. You have an $833 discount. $98 over invoice is $21,182. So not a whole lot of markup spread in a car like this. Less rebate, $4,000. That puts your easy price at $17,182. So that is a big difference from retail to the Ravenel Ford Easy price. Also remember folks, we'll save you some more money. No dealer admin fees, no dock fees, no dealer add-ons such as rust proofing, paint sealant, undercoating, closing dock fees, etc. Such items are used to mislead customers, giving more markup to selling dealer. Beware. There you go. Alright everybody, so this is the part where we actually get inside the car and see what kind of features you have on your Ford Focus. And again, I'm a guy that is 6'1", 215 pounds, so I'm pretty much an average height for an American male. And let's go ahead and hop in, see what we got going on the inside. As you can see, pretty easy getting in and out for a guy that's 6'1". If you're shorter than me, even better. Pretty quiet. When I closed the door, it got quiet. That's something I always pay attention to on vehicles. Now again, this one does not have a smart key, so you're just going to take your key, put it in the ignition here, just like that, turn, and crank. Another thing I always like to pay attention to as well is if the AC gets cold quickly. Let's have a look. Again, the car has not been cranked up at all today. Put it on low, turn our fan speeds up. And let's see how quick. Okay, we'll give it a second. I already feel a little bit of cool air. Alright, it's starting. So not bad for a small little 1.0 liter. That's a tiny engine. You're definitely going to want the turbo in this car. I mean, you have to have the turbo or it would probably be like a snail going down the highway there. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at our windshield wipers. There's a reason why I didn't wash the car off. I want to show you a dirty window, okay? There's some bird poop there. Let's check out the wipers and see how they do. And you'll notice there, they actually, the way the direction those wipers go are a little bit different than a lot of the cars. You know, most cars go like this kind of thing going on. These go boom, boom. So that's pretty interesting. And it cleaned off that window really nice. And now the AC is blowing nice and cold and getting a little bit of that sweat right off of my forehead. So we're going to cut this down so we can quiet it up a little bit in the cabin here. So the main thing people are wanting to see probably when they're buying a car, maybe they're going to buy a Focus for their son or daughter that's going off to college, or maybe you just need a vehicle for a fleet for your business, or again, maybe you're just buying an extra car to have at the house. You got a truck, maybe you need something better fuel economy to zip around town in. This would be perfect for that. So on the SE trim level, you're going to have power windows, power mirrors, power door locks, of course. One touch settings on your windows. Again, just one click. You do have to hold it to go up, but again, every window, one click drops them down. Your controls for lighting here and a trunk button. Cruise control here. controls for the center screen there, voice command for Bluetooth, and audio controls as well, volume and changing the channels. There's your tachometer on the right, or speedometer on the right, tachometer on the left. You got your gas, temperature on the bottom. Then you have a nice little LCD screen there. It gives you more detailed information of what all's going on with your vehicle. And we'll kind of just brush through a few of these things here. I like how it's got the speed, trip odometer, average fuel, all this good stuff. And a range, which is great. People love to have a range. So not bad. I like that. That's perfect. Then they do give you a screen that's the same exact size right over here, which will display your radio and all that. So you got satellite, XM Sirius satellite radio built into the SE Focus. People love their Alan Jackson, Chattachooty Choo Choo, or whatever prime country it is. AM FM radio. Do you have a CD player in the 2018 Focus? I'm looking to see, and currently right now, I'm not seeing a CD player or a slot to put a CD in. So, is it in the glove box, right? No. You know, we've been talking about this for quite some time, you know, phasing out CD players, and you know, it seems like that day has finally came, at least on this particular car. But there's your radio stuff right there, controls and all that. Down here you have your climate control. How about that? On an SE Focus you have dual climate. You can change temperature on either side of the vehicle. That's pretty sweet. And then you do have your USB port there, because again, a lot of people nowadays have the music possibly in their phone or something like that, and they're just transferring it right into the car through auxiliary or USB. 12-volt automatic transmission. You do have a traditional e-brake. Cup holders are pretty big, which will hold a nice supersized cup. There is your black cloth seats right here. Not a bad looking seat. I mean, that's about what you would expect in a Ford Focus SE. And then you do have a armrest here that's wrapped in leather. Another USB port and a 12-volt and some cubbyhole spot down in there. So not too bad. Do you have any amenities up top? Well, that has no purpose at all. They could have put a pair of sunglass holder there, which would have been nice, but that's all right, whatever. And then you got here, you got your interior lighting. I kind of like how the dome light is really right here next to me instead of back there, but they do have another dome light back here for the back passengers. I like that they have these little handles above the windows. You don't have it in the rear, but you do have a spot to hang up your jacket. And then your vanity mirrors, do they have lights in the SE? Of course they do. And a pretty big mirror for the most part. So how's leg room, right? Well, if I were going to drive the car home today, this is where I would be at in my seat. Feels pretty good. For a guy that's 6'1", we're good to go. Let's see how headroom is. We're good. We got plenty of headroom. Let's go check out the back seats for a moment and see how we're doing back there. Because again, maybe you got kids, maybe you need a car seat back there. You know, there's a lot of people out there that not always can afford a $30,000 Ford Explorer or a Expedition. You know, sometimes people need something just like this. It's in their price range, it's affordable, it's a good payment. So in the back, not bad. We got headroom and we got leg room. I mean, again, 6'1" guy in the front, a 6'1" guy in the back, we're okay. Not bad, really. I think my only thing is we don't have any rear air vents right here. I mean, we can get the air to the back, just turn it on high. But I do like rear air vents in the back of cars. This one doesn't have that. And we don't have a rear armrest or anything like that. Back seats do fold down. But again, you know, it's a smaller, compact sedan at an affordable price. I mean, heck, $17,000 for a 2018 Focus with a great warranty. All right, let's go look at a Focus that's even less expensive than this one. We're talking now a 2018 for around the $15,000 price range. That's going to be interesting. So this one here is the Focus S. This is your entry-level Ford Focus right at the beginning there, right? What do you lose from going from an S to an SE? Well, first off, you do lose the alloy wheels. You just have a steel wheel with a Ford hubcap. Still getting Continental tires, 15-inch rims with a 195/65 series tire. I will tell you that the tires on here will probably be more affordable in price range than the tires on the other car. I mean, again, 195/65 R15s, you can get a brand new tire there, probably less than 50, 60 bucks, or somewhere right around that range. Not bad at all. Still good looking Ford hubcap on there, so that's not too bad. You'll notice the mirrors. This car had the painted mirrors. This one just has the matte black finish on the mirrors and on the handles. So again, you're losing some of the painted things on the car from the handles to the mirrors. The actual look of the car pretty much looks exactly the same. It's a Focus. Still does come with a backup camera, which is nice. You got that. Still have the same exact key as the SE. Still have the trunk button that opens the trunk. The same exact trunk, but you do lose the carpet up here on the trunk that you had over there, if you noticed that earlier when we talked about it. Again, the carpeting or matting or padding that's up on the trunk like that is again to help with sound deadening and keep it quieter. And you still have this little thing here. Do you have a spare tire in the back? Of course. So we're kind of getting down to the nitty-gritty. Backup camera, still LED lighting. Still has the little smart looking antenna back there. Now the price range, of course, is better. A lot better, really. I mean, we went from around 17 grand to now 15 grand, give or take a few $100s, but that's $2,000. That's about $40 to $50 a month off the payment, even more. So we went from this car retail $19,830, $551 discount, $19,279 is 98 over invoice, $4,000 rebate, $15,279. So that's a pretty big price difference there between the two cars. Now, here's the next thing. What do you lose on the interior when we get to that? Let's have a look. One thing you did lose on the front is you don't have the fog lights down at the bottom that you have on that one over there. So the fog lights are gone. Again, it's an S, so it's getting a little more, it's getting more basic, okay? That's the main thing. How's fuel economy, right? Well, here's one thing to point out to you. Same fuel economy, 38 highway, 26 city, average combined 31. But this car, instead of it having a 1.0 liter turbo engine, you just have a 2.0 liter naturally aspirated engine. Still great safety ratings as well. But again, the other car has turbo, this one doesn't, and you get 1 extra liter on the motor. Now, here's another thing to point out that's interesting to me, is on the door panel here, the other car had 4 power buttons on the windows. Seems like this car only has 2. So does that mean that the back is roll-up windows? Yes. That's really interesting, and actually this is the first time in my life I've ever seen a car that has just power in the front and manual in the back. I mean, that really is interesting. Why didn't Ford just put power on all 4? I mean, it seems to me it would just take more time to have to add more manual. I don't know, but that Ford, come on now, you could have given them power all the way around. But I guess less motors makes the price less to put those windows up and down. Seats look exactly the same. No difference there. Let's hop in on the inside. Steering wheel looks pretty much the same, except for we lost cruise control, as you can see here. The other car had cruise control right there. So we don't have cruise. Still cranking up the same way. Now we have a screen here. This all looks the same. Screen there. That all looks the same. No dual climate control, so that's different. And there's no digital numbers or screens in here for anything with the climate. USB's in the same spot. Automatic transmission, 12 volt. Cup holders are the same. E-brake's the same. But we lost the center armrest to rest our arm at. How about that? No center armrest. Still getting a USB here though, where one was on the other car in a sense, but it was in the actual center console. That's another interesting point. So they really take some things out of the car that are comfort features, and a lot of the times people buying these S models, a lot of times are fleet vehicles in businesses and all, and people are on the road driving them quite often. And I don't know if I would want to lose the center armrest. At least Ford could have given us something that came out right here, like a little carpeted armrest, but they don't give us anything to rest our arm, and that really to me feels a little odd. You get used to that armrest, don't you? You really do. Glove box right there, okay? All that. Do you lose the mirrors in the actual vanity? No, you get the whole mirror there, but you lost a light. So if you want to see to put makeup on, ladies, you're going to need to use this light here or just light up your smartphone. Still got the handles, nothing going on here. Do we at least have a light over here? No. Okay, so in the back, all the same as the other one. No difference really at all in the back. But you can see we did lose some features on this one here. But it still has Bluetooth, which is nice. So there you have that. Alright everybody, thanks for watching the video with us today about the Ford Focus. You know, I learned some things by reviewing it today, and hopefully you learned a few things as well. Now here's what I can tell you folks, if you live in the Carolinas or in the Charleston, Savannah, Myrtle Beach, Hilton Head, wherever you live at, if you live somewhere near Charleston, South Carolina, come on down and see us at Ravenel Ford. Car buying really is made easy, and this is not just some shtick that I come up with, folks. I mean, it really is. They've been selling all their new vehicles for $98 over invoice plus incentive and rebates for over 20 years now. No dealer admin fees, no dog fees, no dealer add-ons. You know, you ever been to a car store where they got some extra sticker there that says paint protection and all these things is $1,500? We don't do that here. And it makes the job easier for the salesperson and for the customer to not have to sit there and negotiate and nitpick on every little thing that they didn't want on the car that made the price or the payment go up several $100s or 20 on a payment, $30, $40 on a payment, or thousands of dollars in price. That all really makes a difference at the end of the day, because when you're financing a car that's only $15,000 or $17,000, you don't want to be financing it for 6 or 7 years. 4 years, 3 years, something like that, boom, bang, knock it out, paid off. You got a great car out in the driveway for the next 10 plus years. Ford's a great brand, folks. American made. Come on down and see them at RavenelFord.com.